The gentleman from Florida, Mr. Posey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Bernanke, I'd just follow up a little bit on the line that the Congress lady from Minnesota was discussing. I had read the same comment by the IMF president, and I hope that you and I can both agree that the ultimate consumer protection would be for us to have a strong dollar, and that Americans would have faith in their currency and their purchasing power would not be eroded by the stealth tax known as inflation. Do we agree to that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Question number one would be, what you think the impact on Americans, and I mean the average guy in the street, the average family, the retiree, the investor, what the impact would be on the dollar if it were to lose its currency of choice, as some of these other world leaders are calling for now. You know, the Russian president is calling for a new super currency. If China and South America and everybody went along with that, what do you think the impact would be on our country?
Well, it would weaken the dollar, clearly, and we would have to watch for any inflationary consequences from that. But again, I want to reiterate that I don't see this as a near-term risk so long as we, as a country, take the appropriate steps to manage our fiscal position and keep inflation low.
Well, I hope we will. I mean, we know that Secretary Geithner had to go to China to give them some reassurance, and I think they're also calling for this alternative currency. You know, it's not just Russia, and it's not just South America, but China is also very interested in that. And of course, you know the role they play in buying our paper, and that can be pretty devastating. What do you think the United States should do in response to the concerns that they have? I mean, how are we kind of going to give them assurance we're not going to start going to an inflationary level that would spur them forward?
Well, there's two key issues, I think. One is inflation, and the Federal Reserve is responsible for inflation. We are confident that we can manage our policies to support the economy without inducing inflation in the medium term. So we are committed to low inflation, and we fully believe that we have the tools and the political will necessary to achieve that. The second issue is about foreign borrowing, which is the current account and trade deficit. Right. As someone earlier mentioned, we need to have a better balance whereby the U.S. saves more, imports less, and other countries, including China, rely more on their domestic demand rather than on exports for their growth. And so that's a process, that's a mutual process where both sides have to accommodate that. But from our perspective, the best way we have to raise our national saving rate over the medium term is to manage our fiscal position, because the government deficit is a net subtraction from our national saving. And by reducing the deficit, we increase our national saving. So that, you know, again, I think that this year and next year, given the state of the economy and all the things that have happened, I don't think that a budget balance is at all feasible. But certainly over the medium term, we need to have a credible plan for returning to budget discipline.
And the next question was going to be, what is the plan?
Well, obviously that's Congress's responsibility, fortunately for me. But certainly I would say that as you look at these very important issues relating to health care, which of course are incredibly important and affect people's lives in many ways, that you, as part of that, that you take a close look at health care costs, which are a very big part of the expected expansion of the deficit, particularly a decade from now.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Gentleman,